Emmerdale veteran Mandy Dingle could be set to discover Meena Jutla's killer secret following Monday night's episode of the ITV soap, as she could spot some vital evidence the murderer took the life of her son, Mandy Dingle. Mandy, played by Lisa Riley, began Monday night's episode of Emmerdale unaware Meena, Paige Sandhu, had knocked out Vinnie, Bradley Johnson, and was keeping his hostage at a barn outside the village. With the youngster knowing Manpreet Sharma's, Rebecca Sarkar, sister was a serial killer, the villain of the ITV soap knew she had to get rid of him. However, could she make a fatal mistake when making Vinnie's death look like an accident, as she leaves some evidence only Mandy would know about? As Meena began to tell Vinnie his days were numbered, he assured her his family would come looking for him very soon and she would be found out. With Manpreet also being held hostage, the youngster told their captor trackers on their mobile phones would be able to tell their loved ones where they were. The villain didn't waste any time in taking Vinnie's from him, and she quickly hot-footed it back to the village to try and cover her tracks. In a sinister and sleuth-like way, she snuck into the salon where Mandy was on the phone to Sam Dingle, James Hutton, as he was telling her about his missing van. This was the van Vinnie used to follow Meena to the barn in last week's episodes, but his mother didn't seem too concerned about the disappearance of the vehicle. When she noticed Meena's fingernails were in need of some tender loving care, she told her she would spruce them up for her. As the villain sat down, Mandy asked her if she had seen Vinnie on her travels in the village, as he hadn't come home from the night before. The beautician knew her son was desperately trying to prove his love interest, Liv Flaherty, Isabel Steele, was innocent in the case of Ben Tucker's, Simon Lennon, murder. Mandy thought this was the reason he had gone missing, and as she moved her attention back to Meena, she asked what color nail varnish she wanted. "Red, blood red," she remarked with a sinister grin on her face, but the soap veteran thought nothing else of it and got to work. With Vinnie's phone in her possession and after her manicure, Meena got to work as she typed a message from her hostage explaining his whereabouts. Mandy was delighted to hear from her son and to hear he had taken the missing van, so the mystery could not be put to bed. The villain was so sure of herself as she left, thinking she had tied up every loose end to make Vinnie's death more believable. Back at the barn, she told the youngster how she was going to take his life as she brought in a drip for him to be hooked up to. Inside of the saline bag was alcohol, which was going to drip into Vinnie's system all night so he would wake up in the morning intoxicated. Explaining her plan, Meena said, "You're going to have a nice long drink and tomorrow, you will be found in your van at the wheel. And you'll have crashed it because you were driving drunk and you had a calamitous accident. At least that's what the coroner's report will say." As the end credits rolled, the villain was seen priming her hostage to be injected with the fluid as he tried to push away from her. It has not been revealed if Vinnie will make it out the week alive, but if Meena does go through with her plan, Vinnie will be found exactly how she wanted him to be. As the authorities try to investigate what happened, they could gather a collection of evidence as they believe foul play could be involved. With news reaching the village of Vinnie's death, Mandy would be absolutely heartbroken to hear her son died because he was under the influence. However, she would be left seething to think someone else could have been involved in the crash as she is presented with the evidence the authorities have collected. As she looks through the collection, she could spot the van keys which have been scuffed with blood-red nail varnish. She might not think much of it at first, but as she begins to think back over the past 24 hours, she could put the piece of the jigsaw together. Knowing Meena chose that specific color for her nails, she could pay a visit to the killer to see if her theory was correct. As she asks to see if the varnish is still holding up, she would notice the nails have been scuffed, and this would lead the veteran to discover the killer secret. Remaining composed, Mandy would be able to get away from the villain with her life as she plays the grieving mother. She would head straight to the police station to share her theories, and as they believe there could be something in what Mandy is saying, they could pursue the lead. With the evidence mounting against Meena, it seems it's only a matter of time before her luck runs out and she's caught by the police. But will Mandy be the person who brings her down?